Hey, what's up, fellas? How you doing, man? Antonelli here.
You started as a freshman almost every game, except when you were hurt, correct?
Correct.
All right. You guys broke almost every record offensively that Brian has ever had. You had multiple guys drafted, two position players, right?
Two, yeah.
That both signed.
Yep.
You guys went like 40 and 20, I think I saw. You lost in the conference championship. So I know that hurts, but it was a really, I mean, Bryant historically is always really, really good, especially up in this part of the country. And you guys can go and compete with anybody. But the team was very good, and you went in and played pretty much the entire year. So first question is, talk about, and I know I kind of already said it, but just give me, how much did you play? You played from the very first second? You played from the first inning of the season?
Yeah, so, yeah, basically. I started second in the first 40 games, banged up my knee. I strained my patella tendon.
How'd you do that?
Going for a ball up the middle, got it, thought I was cool, did a cheater. Kid was diving back into second base because he was already on second.
Yeah.
And I just landed on him. Kid at first was safe, by the way.
Was that towards the end? Was that towards the end
That
of it?
was the 40th game.
That
And
was
then
the
I
40th
sat for the last, because I couldn't play for 10 games.
Yep.
Sat those 10 and then came back and played third.
Well, when did you know you were going to be a starter? How early before the season started? Did you know once you got back in the winter or from the winter?
I had a good idea just because that's what I was like working for the whole time, and I felt pretty good about like where I was at.
Yeah.
But I didn't find out until the week of. Coach told me.
Really?
I think it was actually my assistant coach that told me, and I found out the week before, so I had a little bit of time to prepare and like calm my nerves. But yeah, so a week before.
All right. And so you opened up 3 games against Abilene Christian?
Abilene Christian, yeah.
And then you went and played number 1 LSU at LSU. And I remember you called me. I don't know if it was right before the series or before the season started.
I think it was the week of the series.
It was probably the week of the series. And I think I just said, I said like, I don't know if you remember, I think I basically said like, you're plenty talented enough to go play with these guys, go down there and like shove it up their ass or something like that, something to that effect, which hopefully was good advice.
Give me a little nudge.
So tell me about when you went and played against them, when you got to the field. Just tell me about that whole like series and like what you were thinking, what you felt, all that stuff.
So at first, like flying down there, I wasn't that nervous. We got there on a Thursday night, and we went there for practice. We pull up to the stadium. So right when you pull up, you see the football stadium.
Really?
And I was like, all right, wow, that fits like 90,000 people. So we pull up into the baseball field, walk around, we enter in left field, and like as soon as you walk in, it's just like, it just towers over you. Like, 'cause I've never played in a park that big before.
Right.
So we walked in for practice on Thursday night, and I was like, wow, like this place fills. Like I didn't know they filled up. Like,
how many does it hold?
11, I think 11,000. So we walked in for practice, and I was just like, oh my god, like.
And it was filled when you played?
Yeah, so I'm pretty sure our Friday night game sold out. Saturday, I don't think sold out, and then Sunday sold out.
Wow.
But yeah, the first game was I was super nervous. I think I made 2 errors in the weekend, but it was so loud. Like,
right.
I'd never played in front of that before, but it was a good learning experience. Just so like I have that under my belt now, moving forward. So like, if we have to go back for like a regional or super regional probably.
Right.
Regional.
Whatever.
Yeah.
It could be a regional. It could be a super regional.
If we go back there for that, I mean, I guess like the kids that were there somewhat prepared.
Right.
I mean, it's tough to get used to. It's definitely a harsh environment.
Was that the toughest or the biggest environment you played at the whole year?
Yeah, for sure.
By far?
Yeah, easily.
Interesting. I remember I had a similar experience to you, except my first game ever was against Rice, who had just won the national championship the year before. And I was shitting my pants when I started the first game, second base, and I hit sixth, and they struck out the first 5 guys, which actually was a good thing, because I walked up and I was like,
you can't do worse.
If I strike out, who cares? Everyone else struck out. So I lined out the third. Damn it. As far as them, what did you think of their talent compared to like what you thought of? Like, so when you went down and played them, you had an idea of, okay, this is what LSU is going to be like. This is what their pitchers are going to be like.
Yeah.
Did they exceed what you thought? Did you get down there and go, man, like, I can play with these guys? Like, what did you think of their talent?
I thought so. Before we got there, I thought they were going to be like these humongous, like ridiculous, ripped up dudes
Right.
That were all throwing 98 and like just hit balls 500 feet. They're all unbelievable players, but I mean it's baseball and like everyone can play with anyone. I thought we could have played with them the whole time. It was really fun. I mean, I didn't feel like I was blown out of the water.
Right.
I hit pretty well when we were down there, and the pitchers were like what I thought they would be. They all threw hard. Had 3 or 4 pitches, but it wasn't anything like extraordinary where I was like, oh my god, like
I got no chance.
Yeah. But it was fun.
I was watching one game. I think the kid, I don't know, did they have a pitcher that went high in the draft or could have went high?
I think they did, yeah.
I feel like they had somebody who was
Hess.
throwing hard.
Was it Hess?
It might have been. Somebody was like 95 plus, I thought.
Oh, yeah. They brought that kid into close, I'm pretty sure.
Was that the closer?
Yeah.
Your first ever game as a college player against Abilene Christian, what were your nerves like for that game? More nervous or less nervous than when you played LSU?
Definitely less nervous. There wasn't many people there, and like the environment before the game wasn't what I thought it was going to be like. I thought it was going to be like really like upbeat and like rah-rah,
right.
like, in your face, and it was like everyone was pretty calm. Everyone around me was calm. I was the only freshman starter, so I kind of like leaned on the older kids and just like kind of followed what they did.
Good.
Of course, I was still really nervous, but like having like the older kids who were veterans helped me out a lot. I know. So the night before, I was in my hotel room sitting there, and I was just talking. I was with my junior captain, and I was like, "Dude, I am so nervous right now. Like, I need help. I need help." And he was like, "Just play like a vet." And then I was like, "All right." So then like the whole day, I was just like thinking about that, and that helped me out a little bit. But yeah, definitely more nervous for LSU than that. But
that's good. Well, it's good that you had. I think it's important to have guys, like other guys in the team, that don't make it a huge deal.
Yeah.
And they're like,
because they've been
dude, you're part of the team. Just play the game.
Yeah, exactly.
You know, I've been in situations where like the older guys they like talk it up and make it more than it is. It's just like, just play the freaking game, man. You're a starter for a reason. So that's good. Sounds like you have good teammates. Home games. So let's say you're playing at home.
Yeah.
Give me like just a quick thing about what your day is going to be like going to class and then what you're going to do after class and all the way leading to the game.
Friday home games, we're at 4 because we don't have lights.
Okay.
So I'd have class, I think I'd get up for class at I'd have class at 9, but I'd get up at 7:30 and I'd go hit with our hitting coach in the morning.
Would that be just a one-on-one thing or
yeah,
a couple guys?
just one-on-one and do like T-work and then like just do like get swings for the day. Go to class, eat, and then pretty much get out there as soon as you can. Go to the clubhouse, get changed.
What time do you think you got to the clubhouse at?
If the game was at 4, we usually got there around 12, I want to say, noontime.
So you get there early.
We get there really early. We would take BP, go into the clubhouse, chill out for a while.
Would they hit during that time?
They would hit during that time for about an hour. We chill out for a little bit, do what you got to do, eat, use the restroom, come back out with we had so much time. They do the field and everything, so you have 2 hours before the game. You still kind of just chill out, stretch out, throw a little bit. If you want to take ground balls inside, do that. Then we do IO. They take IO, and then you basically wait half an hour while they do the lines and the field and everything, and then you play.
For food, would they provide food for you? You have to bring your own food?
It depends. It depends. Usually, so home games, we would just eat at our calf.
Gotcha.
And then everyone would just bring food out to the clubhouse for the hour break we had.
Gotcha.
But yeah, because our calf is kind of close to our field, so we would just eat. We would just eat at the calf and then walk right over.
Gotcha. So game goes forward to say it's a 2.5, 3 hour game. Yeah. What do you do after the game? Do they feed you, or do you just go out and eat on your own?
Usually, so a lot of times our dining hall closed out, I want to say 7, I think, on Fridays. So we would, if we're lucky, we get out there, run over to the calf after we shower, eat real quick,
yep.
And then get rested up for the next day. If not, we'd all go out to dinner or something, get Chinese food or something,
right.
And then just go back, watch some TV, and we get an early day the next morning, so.
So what will you do? What time would Saturday home games start usually?
Saturdays are usually 1 o'clock, so that would be wake up, go right to the field, get there at 8 a.m., take our BP really early, and then we'd go eat breakfast. We'd have 2 hours after that, go eat breakfast, come back. Then the other team would get there at like 10 and start taking their BP. So we'd have like 2 hours to eat and just like hang out. And then we could go out to our cages, hit, and then same routine, throw, stretch out, IO, wait a little bit, and then play.
So you'd hit as a team, eat, and then you could go back and hit a little bit in the cage?
Yeah, just to get loose again.
Gotcha, interesting. And then Sunday games would be same time,
Same
1 o'clock?
thing, yep, same thing. Sometimes we'd have a little bit earlier, same thing, just get up a little bit earlier.
Gotcha. And then on the road, you're just hitting second, basically, so the other team's going to hit first, you guys roll in there, hit your BP, and then just
exactly. I like away games because you wait around less.
Right.
It's like you show up, take BP, they take IO, you take IO, and then you go. Yeah. When you're the home team, there's a lot of waiting around.
I like that too. Did you guys you flew to LSU?
Yeah, so we flew to Abilene Christian, which is down in Texas, and then we flew to LSU.
Those were your only 2 flights?
Yeah.
Everything else is bus?
Everything else is bus, yeah.
Just take a nice big coach bus?
Yeah. Not the funnest. We definitely made the most of it, but...
You didn't take school buses?
No, definitely not school buses.
No prep school buses?
No. But I mean, yeah, bus rides were fun, but I mean, when you're on the bus for like 16 hours, it's pretty tough.
So you had some long bus rides?
Oh, yeah, we had. Our whole spring break was literally, we drove to Virginia Tech for opening weekend of spring break. Then we drove to South Carolina or North Carolina. We played at, where was it? I'm blanking. Somewhere in North Carolina.
Winthrop.
Winthrop. And Winthrop and Wofford.
Why do I know that?
I don't know why you know that. And then we drove to Elon and played there. It was a lot of driving.
Gotcha. So for that break, when you went down there, you just get on the bus, go, and just stop along the way.
Eat Chipotle every day.
Eat Chipotle. I would have loved to have been there.